Hey everyone, welcome to the West Coast Barbell Club Exercise Library. Right now we're going to have a quick chat about how we program our cardio. Okay, now there's a couple of different ways that we tend to approach our cardio at West Coast Barbell Club. One is in the form of low intensity steady state cardiovascular training, or LISS training, okay, and the other is in the form of high intensity interval training, or HIIT training. Okay, now there's a number of different reasons why we might program one or the other or both in someone's program. Okay, however, the basic principles are thus, okay? If you're doing low intensity steady state training, okay, what we should be doing is going at a consistent pace throughout the workout, okay? That's normally going to be programmed at lower RPEs or lower rates of perceived exertion, okay? Which can be used as a proxy for heart rate. And if you have a heart rate monitor you use while you're training, just let me know and I can guide you in terms of how we can integrate that to make sure we're hitting the appropriate intensity, okay? But if, for example, you have 10 minutes of low intensity steady state training at RPE 6 in your program, that simply means doing 10 minutes of low intensity cardio at a steady pace at what you consider to be a 6 out of 10 intensity, okay? If I haven't specified, okay, what piece of cardio equipment for you to use, the choice is yours, okay? I have no preference in terms of what you use unless I've programmed it specifically, okay? So if we have someone prepping for footy season, for example, okay, I'm likely going to have them running, where I could be working with someone else who doesn't like the impact load of running, would much rather get on a row machine or a bike. That's totally cool, okay? So that is our low intensity steady state cardiovascular training. Our HIIT, or high intensity interval training, is likely going to be programmed on a 2-to-1 work to recovery ratio, okay? Now, if you're doing HIIT and I haven't programmed a specific piece of equipment, again, same principle applies. You can use whatever you want, okay? Although I may have a reason to program for you to do running, for example, or bike, or swim even, if that's going to be conducive to your performance in any given task that you care about or need to perform in, be it military fitness assessment or sporting activity, okay? So when doing HIIT, like I said, we do a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio more often than not. So you might have HIIT programmed for 10 minutes at 2-to-1 work rest ratio, RPE 7 to 8. Now the RPE 7 to 8 in this case always refers to the working interval, okay? The recovery interval should either be at complete rest, so 0 out of 10 intensity, or more commonly, just at a steady recovery pace, like a 2 or a 3 out of 10, okay? So if, for example, you see HIIT, 10 minutes, 2-to-1 work rest ratio, RPE 7 to 8, you're going to be doing a 10-minute HIIT workout where during your work intervals you're working at a 7 or an 8 out of 10 intensity, okay? Now I may specify the 2-to-1 work to rest ratio. It could be 20 seconds of work to 10 seconds recovery, 40 seconds of work to 20 seconds of recovery, or even 60 seconds of work to 30 seconds of recovery, okay? Very occasionally, I'll allow people to be a bit more flexible with what the intervals are. We could say have 30 seconds of work at a very high intensity, followed by 90 seconds of recovery, okay, where we change the ratios, albeit that's a little less common, okay? Like I said, I'll always specify what work rest ratios you should be doing, what piece of equipment you should be using, if there is a plan in place to have you work at given intensities with given pieces of equipment. However, more often than not, what you'll see is cardio of choice, okay, where you get to choose the item, because it honestly doesn't matter too much in the context of your overall strength and health performance, okay? However, whether we do low intensity steady state or HIIT is important in terms of their respective recovery demands, okay? So someone generally wants to be strong, healthy, and fit, okay, for whatever that means for them, okay? More often than not, for body composition reasons and recovery reasons, I'm likely going to have them do low intensity steady state cardiovascular training as things stand. If new research emerges that changes my mind, obviously I'll update this video, okay? However, I'll more often than not program HIIT for someone that needs to have the ability to train at high intensities and recover quickly, okay, for a given sporting context, okay? Someone plays footy, soccer, rugby, etc. HIIT definitely has utility. However, I would say that the recovery demands of doing HIIT training, in my experience, can be greater than low intensity steady state training. And if the only reason for doing cardio is to just generally be healthy and get to a good body composition, okay, then I'm going to gravitate towards low intensity steady state versus HIIT, because I do just find that pushing ourselves at those higher intensities for shorter bouts can often leave us with a greater recovery debt, okay? Like I said though, it has a ton of application in people that need to do it for specific sporting activity or for certain fitness assessments, like going into the military, which I often help clients with, for example, passing their beep test being a big factor in that, okay? that there's a brief overview of how we program cardio between LISS and HIIT. If you have either of those or both of those in your program and have any questions about them, do please let me know and I'll be happy to help.